stuff on Instagram about prom. Here we are again, prom season. Are they having proms for the most part?
Some places are, but I've heard of some places completely canceling it.
Let's get that prom going here.
Yeah.
My prom, I had 2 of them. Did you guys have junior and senior prom?
No, I
Just
didn't.
senior.
Just senior.
We were a small school, so, for me, I think we needed both classes to make a full prom. We had 55 kids in my graduating class, I think, and we were one of the biggest classes at my school in a long time. So junior prom was fine. I went with a girl who went to Jessieville. I think she's just like, yeah, I'll go. It'd be fun to go. I think she was a 10th grader. I was an 11th grader. No big deal. Took her home afterward.
Like to her house.
Oh, yeah. I'd take anybody to my house. And I didn't take her home. Yeah. Good point.
Sorry, just clarifying.
I was such a loser. I thought that was just known. That's a good point.
Like dropped her off.
My senior year, there was a girl at church, and I was like, oh, I'm going to ask her. She didn't go to my school. She went to Jessieville, too. Everybody went to Jessieville. And so I was like, I'm going to ask her. And so we were in the same youth group and Sunday school class for all of my time in Mountain Pine, from like 6th grade all the way to my senior year of high school. And her parents were big parts of the church, and I really liked them. And I was like, okay, I'm going to ask her to go to prom. And so I called her, and I hated calling girls on the phone. I was not good at it. Nobody really wanted to talk to me. I was like, hey. And so I got her on, and I kept her on the phone for like an hour. There was nothing to talk. So what's up? So school good? What are you learning? Just drug it out. And then finally I was like, well, I guess I'll go. And she was like, okay. She had no idea why I called her. And I was like, hey, so would you want to go to prom? At the very end of the call. And she was like, what? I was like, I don't know if you're busy, but we have a prom coming up. Would you want to go? And she was like, I guess. And so I wasn't sold that her heart was in it anyway. I felt like since she was in church with me, she felt like she had to say yes because God would be mad at her if she didn't.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And so she went, and so I was like, all right. I was all nervous. For weeks, I was nervous. I got my tux, and I decided to go black tux with white bow tie with a white vest. I look like a total tool. I was total tool 100% though. No, my look was not good. And so I was so nervous, and I was like, okay. So I take her to prom, and we get there early. I think we're one of the first 1 or 2 couples there. Because you know me, I like to get places on time.
Yes.
We didn't have to wait in line for pictures, did the pictures, dance, it's fine. Ate, had a good time. And then when it was over, everybody was like, hey, we're going over to this guy's house, big after prom party. And she was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable going to a party. And she was like, oh, okay. So as soon as prom was over, put her in the old Subaru, drove her. It was like 10:45, dropped her off. Nothing. No smooching. Went to bed.
That was it.
It was awkward from the phone call to get in there early to taking her home right afterward.
Did y'all dance?
A little bit. But mostly, if I danced, I went like dancing with my guy friends. I don't know why. This whole thing feels weird now talking about it. I was just an awkward guy. And so it never worked out for me. And then we always had prom. We never really talked much after that either.
Oh, man.
But it was really awkward. I was really hoping that was going to be my first real shot.
I think we all did.
What she's doing now.
Well, Garth asked that song.
What she's doing now.
I don't know. But it's pretty. Your prom?
The only really awkward thing I can think of is that I didn't get asked to prom. So.
Oh, that stinks.
Oh.
I know.
So you didn't go?
No, I asked somebody. I ended up asking my ex-boyfriend. We had broken up, but he was a junior and I was a senior. So not only that, I took a junior and I was a senior and I had to ask him. And I remember going over to his house because I was so, I was just embarrassed and self-conscious about it. But I mean, given that I had dated him before, I felt okay-ish about it. But I remember vividly clear as day going over to his house and having to tell him that I didn't have a date to prom. And if he wanted to go with me, that'd be awesome. And he did. He went with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you give it a cutoff to when no one asked?
I don't know.
Because I'm wondering when you finally give up that no one's going to ask.
Oh, I did not. All my friends had been asked. Everybody in my group
Why do you
had
think
a date.
You weren't? Because I asked. No one.
Because everybody in my group had a date. I don't know.
There wasn't some random guy at school you knew that you'd be like, hey, why don't we go? This would be fun.
Nope, they had dates. Everybody had a date. Huh. And then that was my most recent boyfriend that I had broken up with was this guy. So I took him. And yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, we had so much fun. Like, he's fun, so it was good. But that was the only, the night was great. We had like a lot of, like, our friends had a big party. Like, everything was perfect about prom, except for the fact that I didn't get asked.
What were you saying happened to your niece?
Well, she just had her prom, and she wore her dress. She looked beautiful. Her dress, like I guess she felt like she wanted to wear those like inserts, like those chicken cutlets, like on her,
make your boobs look
her
a little
chest
bigger?
area.
Yeah.
Yes, which was not necessary, but she did it anyway. And I guess they fell out when she was on the dance floor, and then her friends started throwing them around. And then the next morning, she went out into the driveway and they were stuck to her windshield. Somebody like picked it. She's like, well, maybe people won't know that they were mine. And then when she went out to her car, they were stuck to the windshield.
Were they doing that to be mean?
I think that they were just like, oh, Adeline's chicken cutlets and threw it on there. No, I don't think it was a mean thing, but you never know. I mean, kids, she was acting like it was a playful, funny thing, but then you never know. I wonder if part of her is a little embarrassed, but I mean, I was just pumped that she even got to have a prom because they had to wear masks.
Oh,
with their
that's not
dresses.
good.
that's tough.
You take it off
Right?
for the picture at least?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
But then, they had to mask it up.
Ugh.
Wow.
You make out with
I'd
masks.
have been getting out of there going to a party. Even I would have been getting out of there going to a party.
They went to a party and she said they played water pong. Like beer pong, but with water. And she swears it was water. I'm like, okay.
Well, I didn't go to the party because it wasn't water pong they were playing. Most awkward thing about prom, Eddie?
Well, see, mine's kind of weird. So I'd gotten in trouble about 2 weeks before prom. I already had my date and everything, and my parents said, you're not going. I did something pretty bad. And they're like, you're not going to prom. And
Your parents were shutting you down from prom.
yes. And I was
What
like,
did you do?
I threw a party without them knowing, and I got busted at my house.
And that set you down from prom?
Yes, and so my dad was like, he's not going. And my mom's like, please, come on. Finally, I begged them. They said, yes, but you cannot go to Mexico. I was raised 7 miles north of Mexico. It was a thing, prom night, to go have dinner like you were 21 years old in Mexico, order all you want, drink all you want, and then go to prom. That was
it's
just
legal there.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can be 12 years old and it's legal there. So they said, don't go to Mexico. Prom night. I get my date. All my friends like, we're going to Mexico. So we go to the restaurant, and I'm big shot walking to the restaurant. The first two people I see when I walk into the restaurant are my dad's best friends. And I'm like, oh, my, you've got to be kidding me. And they look at me like, what are you doing here? And they were so cool. They said, you know what? Enjoy the rest of your night. Don't worry. We won't tell your dad you're here. Liars! Because the next day, I woke up, my dad said, how was Mexico? So that was my big
Did you
embarrassment.
get in trouble for that?
Of course I did. So I was grounded for another month after that.
Another month?
Yes, it was bad.
Wow. Okay. Lunchbox?
I mean, there's nothing really awkward about prom. When you're named prom king, there's nothing really awkward about it. Everybody loves you. You're the center of attention. People want to be around you. And that's how my prom went. I went up on stage, got that crown, and I still wear it to this day.
He's
Cool,
not
man.
joking.
Morgan, how was prom for you?
It was really good. I didn't have any awkward moments, but my senior prom, I ended up in a tornado shelter because a tornado touched down
Oh, that's not good.
outside of our prom.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so we spent like an hour and a half in shelter.
It's a good story.
It's a cool
I mean, you didn't
story.
get hit, right?
No, we were sitting in the gym all together. There was thankfully like a little bouncy house in there for the after prom. And so we basically were just in our dresses hanging in the bouncy house waiting for the tornado to pass.
That's a fun story. Better than mine.
Yeah.
You gonna prom with me? Okay, I'll drop you off. Okay, we're first here.
It's a Bobby Bones show.